I do. I'm Bill Gross. I'm the regular host, and I'm really excited to bring with me today a partner and a vendor and a resource to help us make more money in our real estate practice using probate advances, Elisa Rakovich. Elisa, say hi.
Hi.
We do
Thanks
this.
for having me on today.
So the goal of this program is really to create a mastermind for people who are using the product of Probate Advance to build their probate business, probate real estate business, whether it be as a real estate agent or whether it be as a real estate investor or wholesaler. The goal is we get paid based on solving other people's problems. And often we'll find people who have a problem. They have a property they're going to inherit. They don't have the cash to get the problem solved they need, whether it be hiring an attorney or preparing the property, securing the property, or just cash for life's needs. And the Probate Advance becomes a great tool to help somebody who's coming into $300,000, $500,000 a year or two from now to get $10,000 or so to get the ball rolling on the estate work and or secure the property or for cash flow purposes. And so Elisa is affiliated with a company that is really my partner now on using probate advances. And I wanted to introduce to you guys. So Elisa, tell us a little bit about kind of how you got into the space and then what you're doing with it today.
Sure. My background was 25 years in financial services. I started with Robbins and Humphrey, Solomon Smith Barney, a subsidiary of Citigroup that turned into Morgan Stanley, and helping people with their financial health. That's what I did for a living. And I feel very fortunate to be with Inherit Now. It's part of the resources of the estate registry. And it's one of those resources that we find is very value added. In a lot of circumstances, people just don't know where to go when they're faced in a situation with probate.
And so the idea of getting a probate advance, what is that? Now, every company's a little different. I tell people, probate is a very wide niche, especially in Los Angeles, we're so big. Now, if you're in small counties, we have a few number, it's different. But in LA, we have 500 a month, varied range. And so of the range of types of probate cases from, say, Walmart to, Prada, or Walmart to what would the end of the be? Saks Fifth Avenue. And that range, I work more the Walmart side, not because I have to, not because, but it fits my skill set. I feel like I can help people who need legal advice. I can't give legal advice, but I can get them to the right person who can, or services or administrative. So on that context, and so as a result, people who I come across literally need $10,000 for hiring the attorney, getting a gate, kicking out a tenant. And most recently, I had a client who advanced money and then a week later lost an uncle and needed money for burial expenses and all that. And she knew that she'd go back and it was a quick way for her to get some cash. So really life-changing for people who have a chance to do things they wouldn't do otherwise. Elisa, how would you describe that continuum from Walmart to Saks Fifth Avenue? Where is Inherit Now? And then what's the most common use case of the kind of clients that you work with?
Sure. The most common use case, I'd say we're somewhere in between. Our average case is probably 100,000, but that's because we've had some situations that have skewed our numbers a little bit. So I would say we specialize in both areas of the market, the full gamut. Most people who are needing just that $10,000, we find come back and they say, oh, we need another 10 or we need another 20. Maybe they start with 10 and then they bump it up to 50 for some more repairs because things aren't going as quickly as they would like. So we usually see some sort of repeat or referrals with other family members as well. Have you seen that as well with family members?
Yeah, once you get one heir, especially in case there's 8 heirs, you get 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. I don't know if that's because salespeople are calling, which makes sense, or the attorney or the realtor are offering it to all the heirs, which makes sense, or but I know in California, by law, you have to file notice with anybody on the case, which would be each heir. So what happens, I'm sure, is each heir gets the thing in the mail and goes, wow, cousin Jane advanced $10,000. That looks like a good deal. I'd like to get $10,000. There's the name of the company right there, the phone number, the email address. I'll reach out to them and get the same thing. And so, yes, I think it's very common that when you have a case with multiple heirs, Each one wants a little bit of money. Again, everybody's finances are different, but I just find if one of them, again, in my case, the Walmart shopper doesn't have $10,000 and they're going to get $500,000 a year from now. $10,000 now is life-changing in many cases. And I think sometimes people sit in judgment and say, well, the interest rate's really high, but they don't appreciate to that person to be able to do something right now, like pay off a car. I had one customer who said, I'd love just to pay my car off and I have a car payment. She was a kind of woman who, when you drive in lower income areas, there's used car lots and they'll sell a car for $5,000, but they'll charge them 20, 25% interest or higher for a used car. Subprime. And the person's payment is crushing. It's not common. I'll see people with car payments, $400 or $500, and you think, oh, wow, is that like a fancy Audi? No, it's just a 10-year-old Toyota Corolla because the car company took advantage of them and they could pay it off. Even the payoff is a ripoff. But for them, the sense of freedom of not having a car payment is life-changing. I think it's important for us to help our customers make good decisions and trust them to make the best decision for their life. Absolutely.
And the cash flow. A lot of times using other people's money is a good way to make money. Okay. Right. So even wealthy people do that. So on both sides of the coin, you can see the reason for it.
I think the other thing I tell people is sometimes heirs feel like it sounds too good to be true. The uncle left them the house, or maybe a distant uncle left them the property, and they're not really sure they're going to get the money. The advantage of this is it's non-recourse. And I know it's not what you want to hear, Elisa, but if by chance the company makes a mistake and advances money, and then it turns out there's a different will or a different spouse or whatever, the money advanced does not have to get paid back. That's really the risk that the underwriter takes on the case. And I know that's not what they want to face, but I think they would say, but that should make you feel comfortable to use it. Well, meaning we'll make the decision if you can rely on it or not. Don't worry about that. If we say it's good, you can trust it is good and enjoy some of the fruits of your future inheritance now.
And it's so important that they realize that this is not a loan. There's no money that has to be paid back. There's no gotcha at the end of this game. This is your money, and you go ahead and you spend it the way you want. And a dollar in the hand, right? Especially in today's marketplace and in this environment, you don't know what's going to happen with those assets. And if they're tied up, who knows what's going to happen to real estate values in the future? Who knows what's going to happen with inflation in the future? Who knows what's going to happen in the stock market in the future?
I've said that for years, but like literally today before as I was getting ready for work, I was looking at the news, and it's like, I provide for my family and theoretically for my, think about generations, and, all of our finances are somewhat at risk. I'm not saying you should, bury it in gold in your backyard or anything like that, but I think we need to be paying attention that we had the second and third largest bank failure in history last month. And there's hundreds of banks that are in similar situations. Credit Suisse, who would think that I'm worth more than Credit Suisse, right? I'm worth more than Signature Bank. I'm worth more than Silicon Valley Bank. They're bankrupt. If you have a dollar, you're worth more than they are. And so I think sometimes people, are very arrogant to say, oh, it's very, expensive money. But if you can get money now and get rid of debt, if you can get some money now and buy something of value, if you can get money now and save a problem, save a case, save a property, it could be life-changing. And that's the goal we're in. So if you're interested, if you're a practitioner, I do have a series on YouTube of how to use this product. I talk about the 4 different verticals that we work with. We work with real estate agents. We work with investors, wholesalers. We work with attorneys, how to help attorneys use this product. We want to coach them up. Surprises me, we assume attorneys know everything. I'm going to tell you, I was on a mastermind with Arizona attorneys with 200. When I talked about this product, they thought I had invented fire. None of them had heard of it. It's amazing. And the ones that have heard of it usually dismiss and say, oh, that's expensive money, and they poo-poo it. And it's true, it's expensive money. But they don't realize it can be life-changing and business-changing for them as a business person. They can have the customer advance the money and lower the fees if they feel that it's unfair. But so there's realtors, investor wholesalers, attorneys, and then families, how to help petitioners and how to help heirs or objectors use the money to get attorneys' fees to cover their expenses. So I have those 4 modules available. I have a coaching product I packaged together. I charge $149 for that only because, I feel like if you pay, you'll pay attention. You'll get back on your first time you sell this. Now you can go to any company you want. Inherit Now is my preferred provider who I use. And if you go through me, you'll get in your first transaction, if it's $10,000 or more, $250. They'll pay for the program and a little bit more. I call that paid lead generation. If you're out talking to people and you can generate a little bit of money instead of paying for data, paying for a dialer, make a little bit, then it becomes productive. And I'll tell you, I've put in my pocket $1,000 a month the last 3 months. I just got a check for $300 last week. By using this product to generate listings. And I'm generating listings through this as a result. So if you're interested, of course, there's companies you can contact, but reach out to me if you'd like me to talk to you about my affiliate program. I'd love to help support you in this process. Alisa is a great resource, and her team is 100% committed to helping our agents. You're going to see some exciting things, I think. This was kind of put together quickly. That I brought her in here today, but we're looking to create a program going forward. We're going to educate you, give you the services you need to help you use this tool to help your customers and as a result, build your business. So Alisa, any last words today that you want to share with our audience?
No, thank you, Bill. I think you said it all. You said it well, and I'm excited, and Inherit Now is excited to have you as a partner and working together to help these verticals you serve.
One of my friends is Kelly Conley. He's on the YouTube. He says, sign me up. Kelly, let's talk and I'll walk you through the process. I'd love to have you on board. I think more than just have you on board to do a deal, I'd love to be working with you regularly on how we both can implement this in our business and drive more listings to each of our business. Along the way, make some money on the probate advances, but more probably help our customers. So Kelly, I'll reach out to you individually or reach out to me and let's follow up on that. And again, we're going to do this every Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to record it live as well. Love to have you participate. Reach out to me if I can help. I'm at Bill Gross EXP if you want to reach me, or my number is 310-210-0008. I want to thank our partner and our vendor and guest, Alisa, for her support today. Alisa, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bill, for having me on. I appreciate it.
All the best. Hold on one second here. Let's end the live stream.